Hello and welcome back to Saxlingham. We are on episode number 8, and you meet me here at the shop where we are going to be quickly getting our hands on a windrow. As you might remember from last episode, we had just finished up with... are we going to lease this? Yes. We just finished up with the mowing with our first session on our newly tuned Fendt Favorite 824. So yeah, I'm gonna be just windrowing this up, and we'll get it all into the bunker that we built, also in the last episode. So if you haven't already gone and see that, go and watch that if you so please. But if you can't be bothered, I don't blame you. Neither would I. So yes, what I'm gonna do is I'll just meet you back at the yard. Right here, we are just pulling in to the field. Let's get this starting to unfold. Now, yeah, this is a very big windrow, but I don't want to spend too much time on this, as it's just not something I would rather do. I would rather be, getting all this inside of the bunker, because this is obviously not a small task. So, yes, and well, I also want to get this in sooner rather than later, as it also allows it to start fermenting, which obviously means we get our money sooner. Because if you have a quick look on to all the way down at the bottom into silage, is we're coming down. It's going to take a couple months, but then it's going to start coming up again. And I reckon January time we should be able, or it's even December, November, we'll be able to sell it on, or if nothing else, we'll be able to have an absolute boatload of it ready to sell in time for winter. So, I mean, obviously at the same time, our wood chips will also need to be sold, so that is something we do have to bear in mind. And we would obviously also have to buy if we go to wheel loaders, which is up here, let's believe, wheel loaders, yeah, and we've got to remember we are going to be using the silage fork, because we have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of silage, or we're going to. I mean, this is not a small amount, as is, so yes, this isn't going to be a quick hop, skip and a jump. I mean, we'll be able to fit it into our silo, into our bunker. Well, at least I hope so, because we don't have the money to start adding another one. If I was to add another one, I'd like to have it so we're having it on a rotation, so we have, I'd say we've done a harvest, it's like, say, 50% fermented, then we can get this one in. Or, we can do 2 harvests a year, we store it all for winter, and we just keep it in the bunkers. So, yes, they're just sort of things I am keeping in mind at the moment. Now, exactly why we're doing this. So, yes, I'm going to finish this up on a time-lapse fuel. So, yeah, enjoy. Okay, so here we are, guys. We have just finished up here, and I think that will do for, well, it will do, because that whole field has now been sorted. It's taken me around 20-25 minutes to get that sorted, so I'm really not that upset about that. So yes, what we'll do is we will put this on this grass spurge here, and I'm sure someone from the shop will come and pick it up when we say so into the panel. So yes, it is going to be a bit dull here because I have now got quite a lot of one of my tasks I've got to do is rather mundane. Is basically going and picking up every litre of grass is on there. Now, it might not have been able to pick up too well on the screen capture, but at least from my perspective, there seemed a lot of grass on like that little spitty out bit that we had. That's not on the official field. So yes, that should be really good because that will hopefully give us a lot more, certainly a lot more grass. So yeah, I am probably just going to do do a quick time lapse on this, because as much as I'm sure you are interested in seeing me collect all the grass up, I don't think you quite have the time to watch me collect all the grass up, because I'm going to do a lot of going backwards and forwards. Yes, which is not going to be easy to watch. Well, not unless you so desperately want to. Righty ho. I am going. Actually, let's just quickly see how quickly. Yes, I do have access to this land because it is mine. Oh, silage additive. Crap. We need silage additive. Right. Let me. Ooh, gold. I'm going to go grab some silage additive because that is going to be a bit of a biggie. So, yes, just give me one quick second. Righty-ho, we are back from the store with the silage additive this time. As you can see, the nearest damage, £3,000, has been taken. Oh, goodness, I do apologise for whacking you all in the face with all them tree branches. But, yes, let's just quickly see how much of this. Oh, good. Don't get me wrong, I'm very pleased that we've got a lot of grass coming in, but considering we're at 4,000 litres already, that really isn't too good in terms of me getting on with everything, because this isn't the highest density of this stuff yet, because you still get over there, and yeah, the good thing is, though, is it probably means, I am 30% the way, and if we look at how far we've come, it probably means I'll be quite close to the silage clamp when it actually comes to getting this sorted. I also think, let me have a quick look, it might be worth us having a quick look at potentially, can we change the wheel setup? No, we cannot. I do quite like these tyres up. No, all I was thinking is we might be able to put some dual wide tyres on there with some weights onto the wheel loader, which would allow us to compact the silage much more effectively, which will obviously be a pretty big thing, because I'd rather not have to get out every single time just to have to detach all of this. So, yeah, actually, the probably good way to do it is fill this up with chaff or grass, fill this up with grass, and then do a load, and then come back with a full load, and then using the extra weight of the silage trailer or the forage wagon, we can then really be working on, like, that'll help with the compaction rate. Good idea, Sam. I'm happy with myself with that. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back, which is a bit pathetic. Yes, right. You were going to join me because we are nearly at 100%, and I would say we got around halfway around the field. Wow. Okay. Let's put this up, and let's do the very first load of silage. Now, this is 35,000 litres. What is the biggest forage wagon that is commercially available, because I wouldn't be opposed to sending this one back and paying for a bigger one, because you do obviously have much more power now. That requires 300, 250, 150. The Fent one would have gone better, especially considering we are in a Fent. But, well, it's only 5,000 litres more. If it was more like 10,000 litres more, I would be much more inclined as to purchase it. And to be honest, you probably will do. I would like to own all this equipment. However, just because we will use it for quite a lot of the time, I'd say it's not like with a sprayer, it's like a 20-minute job at maximum. Whereas with the mowers, which we're going to use a lot because we're going to need it twice a year, it's one of them where you use it for good. I mean, I think just mowing this did 40 minutes, I think, roughly around that sort of time. So, yes, not ideal. So, could obviously be better. Actually, let's just really try and pile this up. Okie dokie. Fill level chaff. That's not even 1%. Perfect, that is. Good news to my ears. So, actually, yeah, I'll just go start when I finished off. Because I was going to be lazy. So, yeah. This is going to take quite a long time. Because that's 35,000 litres and we didn't even get halfway. So, yes, how delightful. We're going to go down, get a pick up on, and actually probably not a bad thing we don't get a bigger one, mainly because we might not have the horsepower to be going up the hill and doing this all at the same time. So, yeah, it's probably not a bad thing that we've changed onto this. Although the other one was the exact same horsepower. Wow, this is much bigger. Yeah, there you go, that's what it looks like in person for me. So we can hope that this grows back and that we can keep collecting all this, because I reckon by the time we've got round the corner here, we're going to be back at 100%. We've just got onto this little bit. Wow, okay, so this is very, very lucrative. So, in short, for making my life easier, I think it's going to be much more in our interests to really make sure we go to the final growth stage. Just so we only have to, it means less mowing. I know it probably means less overall effectiveness. However, this is, well, as you can see, we are nearly at 100% already, and I've not exactly gone all the way around. So that's auto clicked off. So, yeah, this isn't a small task. Not with going backwards and forwards all this time. It'd be really useful if I could have some more people join in on this actually, because it is a biggie. This is a not cheap, or not very time effective task at least. So, come on, wheels turn. Oh, goodness me. There we go. Let's do this, and then no, that's too much. You'd think I'd know how much steering input to put onto with all this stuff, wouldn't you? But no, I am not that well inclined, unfortunately. Right. I might actually have to just start dumping it all in a massive pile at the back, just for each load. Because, what percentage is this fill level? Not even 1%. And it's not, that's compaction. Oh god. Yeah, I do apologise for that earlier. I did mean compaction. But yeah, not ideal. Anyway, I'm going to continue getting on with this. And I'm probably going to regret doing all of this field because, while yes, it's going to be a lot of money, it's also going to be a lot of time. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to time lapse this, mainly because this could take a very long time. Now, yeah, because I've also got, I mean, look, we've already gone down 20%, or just over 20% on to the silage additives. I mean, it's going backwards and forwards quite a lot, which is unfortunate, because it's not really what I would want to be doing. But, hey ho, it's part and parcel not playing on a multiplayer. You can't be getting more and more people on jobs. But then, you do have the downsides of multiplayer, where you've got to have 2 tractors, and you've got to have, both of them have to have similar power, or one or the other. One's got to have loads, one's got to have a few. So, yes, leave it with me. I'll meet you back when we are done, or when we reach a major milestone. So, yes, I'll catch you then. Alright guys, so we are just finishing up. This is the very last load. Now, what I haven't done is I haven't gone ahead and compacted any of it, other than like the occasional bit where I've run it over. Mainly because I couldn't be bothered, and I wanted to get all this into the bunker. So, yes, one of the big things is going to become very apparent is, actually there's a little bit that's built out the side of the bunker. Let me just quickly go and grab this, and yes, you are not seeing wrong. That is my atrocious attempt at stacking. Let me try and pick that up. Okie dokie, never mind. Apparently I'm not allowed to pick it up. Nope, not allowed. Anyway, there's bigger things in life to be concerned about. So I'm going to get on with compacting this. How many? Yeah, there's quite a lot of loads went into this. I must admit there was a lot. Yeah. This is going to look probably quite messy for a little bit. Actually, how many litres of chaff do we currently have in here? We have 350,000. Near enough. So, combine that with the other 30,000 that are in there, near as damn it, we are looking at just shy of 400,000 litres of silage, which is quite a lot, and that's off one field. So, yes. Not nothing. What is the current weight of this setup? So if we have a quick look in mediums, right at the bottom, 900 series, and I think this is ours. Nope, this is ours. Yeah, there we go. This weighs 10 ton. Yeah, okay. I was going to see if it was going to be worth exchanging that with the front loader, but that weighs 10 tons, and that does not include the silage wagon on the back. So yes, that is obviously a bit of a no-brainer, or well, it is at least to me. So yes, and I think we would have much better forward and reverse gears in this. So yes, not too much to worry about. So, and look, we had 1% left on the silage additive, so we know that roughly one crate is going to be how much it's going to cost. So that's roughly £3,000 just for doing the field, which is well, I don't need to say, a lot. That is a lot of. That's an awful lot of silage, and a lot of silage additives. And usually when you're starting out, you don't get half this much. So yes, now if we were to take a rough guesstimate of how much this is going to cost, let me grab the phone. So we are going to have around 380,000 litres, which is just 380 times 1,000. So that is how much. So we do 380 times by the highest price, which shouldn't be too hard to find. Silage, highest price roughly 250. So if I do that by 250, that should be near as damn it £100,000 in just this one field. Now that is a lot of money. I think we get it different if we were to go to the BGA. Yes, because we'd obviously get the not slurry. What is it called? It is. Oh, what do you call it? I do forget. It's not methane. Or is it methane? I don't think it's methane, because that's what you get off manure. It is digestate. Now, you can't sell it anywhere, which is a bit of a pain because we are literally not going to have any use for it. And I know you get quite a lot, and it might actually not be a bad idea. How much is? It's the precision farming, which is down here. So, what is this? Liquid lime? It is. So this is 250,000. Holds 23,000 litres. Mineral sensing. Wow, this is expensive. This is 290,000. Wow. But yeah, so I mean, I think this is worth it. For the moment, I just don't think it's going to be worth spending £300,000 just on this alone. So we're obviously going to want to try and get some more grass fields. However, I'm struggling to see how we're going to be able to get more grass fields at this rate, because obviously this is £100,000 at its highest price. Oh, delightful. Let's see if we rocks back and forwards. Come on. You do have to do this sometimes, you know, when you do get stuck, you have to reverse these types of things out. Now, they do not always want to, which is the only downside of sort of using a trailer as part of the compacting method, because it doesn't have any power going to the wheels, so obviously you get stuck quite easily. However, it does speed up the process because we're already at 25% of the way there. Now, obviously, that is a lot. And I think this trailer isn't exactly anything light. Well, I certainly would not like it to be dropped on my foot. And if you would like it to be dropped on your foot, then all the best to you. Not my advice. I would never advise you do that because it's a bit heavy, but yes, each to your own. Right. We are currently at 30%. I'm just going to time lapse this while we go backwards and forwards. And yeah, I'll meet you when we're done. Alrighty, so I am nearly done. As you can see, we're at 93. We were at 98% when we would just put this last bit on. Now, let me just hop all back over all this, because this is quite a lot. As you say, we are currently at 37,000 litres, so, yeah, or 37,700, yeah, 37,000, no, 377,000. I do apologise. I apparently can't do maths. So, yeah, we're nearly there. We're at 96% done. I'm going to just continue going backwards and forwards. This would have gone quicker if I'd have got the wheel weights, but it's just not quite something I think that's worth our while. At least not for the moment. So, something I think we are going to have to do is look at investing into the precision farming equipment, because I can't quite remember how it works, because it's been a little while since I used it, because I didn't use it at all in 22, and I think it did come out in 2019. So, yes, it's not something I've actively been using, and I've not watched too much content on it either. So, not too ideal. Now, come on, we should be at 100% compaction. Goodness me, come on. There we go, all finished. Now, let's get the bunker silo all sorted. And to do that, it is, yes, 377,000 litres. There we go. So that is a pretty big go for us. Right, let me go take this back to the field. I do apologise for the current massive spike in volume there. That was me getting a little bit too close to my microphone. Oh, and I do apologise for my absolutely atrocious driving. Here we go. Oops. Right, there we go. That is this whole field finished. Now, that is not something I thought we were going to get done in this episode, in all honesty, because we have been going for an hour and 30 minutes as of time of recording. So, sowing. That isn't a bad contract. I mean, we do have to pay for... we would have to pay for the seed, which isn't ideal, but it could also be worse. Now, hoeing, I can't quite remember, and this might not be something we do in this episode. Oh, no. No, Sam. Stop looking at new equipment. We've already got stuff. No. I'm terrible for this. I do apologise. What were we looking for? Ah, yes. We were looking at the hose, which was, if we go into yield improvements, it should have been under weeders, and it is this, which is 12.5 metres, but these do go at 15 miles per hour. These are obviously a little bit bigger, well, can be a lot bigger. This goes up to 27 metres, which is absolutely ginormous. But it's half the speed of this, which is 12.4. So it's one of them where what you can do with the weeding ones is you can borrow the hoeing contract ones, and to be honest, I think I'd hook it up to our Fent, because our Fent will have a bit more oomph to it. But we can then just go round and do all of these. That's what, £22,000, 22,000, 42,000. Call it 51,000, 50,000 pounds if we were to do all the weeding and hoeing contracts, which would be a big help. Because I would start to clobber that, clobber the loan down. I don't want it to be like that forever. So yes, I think we've done a good job there. We have completely cleared this whole field. Now that isn't a small task to complete, really. But yeah, I would like to buy the precision farming equipment, because if we look into here, we also have grass on here. Growth just been harvested. There are no weeds on it, which is obviously a bonus. Okay, no weeds, no ploughing. Okie dokie, so yeah, I need to go to precision farming. So we have an environmental score. Okay. So we've got good weed control, good soil sampling, got pretty decent tillage. However, nitrogen and the pH value. So the pH value has dropped quite significantly. Because it was at around 6.25, it is now at 6, which really isn't good enough, because it did say it needed to be up at 6.75, and yeah, this needs to be much higher. Because let me have a look. I reckon most of it is, yeah, it's got nothing, which is just not good enough. Not at this moment in time, at least. So that's something we need to really invest into. So yeah, I think it's going to be a matter of me buying. I'd quite like to do, in perfect honesty, I would love to get one of these, mainly because they have massive working width. We don't need the Isara Pro Compact. That's not really our best idea. Weed spot spraying. Wow, that gets expensive quick. How much would it be to finance? Or just buy it outright. I think that's going to be a purchase we make in the winter, again, when we have £100,000 come from our silage, and we should also be able to get a couple extra £100,000 out of the trees we have here. So that's 100,000, because you roughly get, well, you roughly get a trailer, well, 1-2 trailers out of maybe 3 of these larger, I can't remember what you call them. They are the Manchurian red pines. Yeah, you get quite a lot out of these. So yeah, obviously we're going to get maybe £90,000, I want to say, out of the silage as well. So we've got some good bits coming for us, and also we are going to have to really look at investing in more and more land. That's maybe something to have a quick look at, because it's not something that is going to be too important right now, but it is going to be something we're going to need to really look at soon, because it's just not going to get less. You know, it's going to keep. We need more land. You know, more land we have, the better. Really, it will allow us to really take us to the next level. The only thing I was debating on doing, actually, was do we go and get some sheep? Because, 20,000 pounds? And that gets us a lot of cash. If we have this directly next to the silage pit, then... So I'm just trying to really match it up so we don't end up having to do this. So, yeah, that's just something I was debating, because we get some sheep, and then we get them now in spring, where, you know, we get them all as lambs, and, you know, we have free water. Well, not free, we do have free water, actually. It's really close. It's just into the yard, and I might actually even move that much closer. So, that's just what I'm going to do now, actually. Yeah, go on, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, we're doing it. We've done it. Ah. So if we do it like so, where we sort of bring it to here, then I sort of reckon if we take it around here, and we give them... Yeah, let's give them a load and load of space. Oh my goodness. That was obviously quite a lot of money, and I did not quite appreciate that. So, actually, let's go have a quick look over there. I need to implement these again. So we are going to need to go and do some contracting, mainly because we do not have the cash to really start purchasing sheep. Let me quickly get in. Let me just quickly turn on let's go super fast. Farm Sim Sam. And right, we are going to get ourselves over here. Now we do have a planted pasture, which is going to mean that we don't have to feed them, or if we do, it's very, very little. Now, obviously, we have just done a massive cut of grass, which isn't ideal, but they do have pasture, so we can fit 100 animals in here. So we are going to purchase this one. This one, I know they're not perfect, but like they're good enough. And not perfect, but yes, here we go. Him as well. And we are going to buy selected for £1,100. Now, we obviously need to come back and be really careful with this. Food and meadow. Now. Come on, there must be food on the meadow. They must be getting fed from it. Oh, goodness. Have I really gone and screwed this up? Because I've sort of got a feeling that I have. Because they need food, like, ASAP. Do we own this little spit of land up here? Farmland. We do. We own it. That is very, very good news, because what it means is that which I look like I'm going to have to, is I'm going to have to come up here, mow a good portion of this, and then get the forage wagon up, and then we can do that. So actually, I'm going to hop straight into here, and we need to get on with that, because they aren't going to survive very long if they don't have any food or water. That's just not going to cut it. And at the moment, their pasture has not grown. So, yeah, really not perfect. And actually, before we skip into the next month, we are going to need to go and purchase some, well, not even purchase, we are going to need to get some more money because we simply do not have enough to really be able to fund ourselves doing everything else, because we've got to pay for the wood chipper still, and what else did we get? Oh, we got the forage wagon as well, which is also, which was a mistake. I will admit that I've made smarter decisions in my time. So yeah, might even have to do another quick contract. So yeah, I'm gonna get up here. We're gonna quickly mow all this. It's maybe only gonna come to like 1,000 litres, but it's gonna have to do. And there we go, guys. We have got 99% of the grass up. Now, obviously, I could go ahead and really do a little bit more, but I don't particularly feel like doing that. So, yeah, here we are. We've got 20,000 litres, and I'll probably leave this here if it won't accept it all, which I doubt it will. Although it might be dependent on the amount of animals we have, and not dependent on the size of the building. Hopefully, it's looking like it is set on the building. But yes, there we go. They have lots and lots of food now. They shouldn't be deteriorating in health. So yeah, I need to really get my act together now, because we've got a huge old sheep pasture here, but we do not have any water for them. Now, you may or may not know, but sheep do in fact need water to survive, and I don't have the capacity to give them that at this moment in time, which is a big problem because they'll die. There's not really much other ways to put it. So we are going to have to buy this, finance it, 6 months. It's going to be £1,000 a month at 2%, which isn't really any of a concern. Now, what I will do, just to make my life easier, is we're going to get a new water source plumbed in, because it's not a far distance, but when you can have one put in for 500 quid, I would rather just have one right next to our sheeps, because then they get nice, lovely, fresh and clean water every day, which is obviously quite a big deal. So yes, I'm not quite sure what the best way to do this is. It's not a factory, it's not a select section, it is not a farmhouse. Is it constructible? No. Is it a factory? I doubt it. A farmhouse? No, it's not a farmhouse, it's a tool? No. Container? Aha, there we go. It is in fact a container. So this is something that we can just put down quite nicely. I think we will put it next to the bunker and just keep it out the way of the main pieces. So there we go. I'm gonna nip down to the shop and I'll grab it. Yeah, now we do sort of run into a dilemma here, because we do have the need for money. Who doesn't need money? Duh. But that's the thing. When we have, what, £7,000 a month for the wood chipper. However, we will be paying it off this year, so that's going to be a big bonus, not having to pay £7,000 every month. Who would have thought, hey? Now, these sheep obviously aren't going to pay off immediately, but that's not really the point. Please tell me where the water is. I hope it's over there, because it... Come on. Please tell me there is actually. Oh my goodness, I don't even need water. No, it says meadow 0%. Oh no. Sorry, I just headbutted the microphone. I do apologise. So I've just bought that for no reason. So then I'm just going to sell it. I'm just going to sell it straight from here. The people can come collect it. It's nothing to do with me. Oh no, guys. That is not what I was wanting to find out. Anyway, well, hey ho. I think they must get the water, and they must get enough through the grass and so on. But yes, look, we have sheeps. Sheeps. Hello. So this is our ram. This is our lady sheeps. So we're gonna need a few more. Obviously, we're gonna need a few more because we're not gonna get an empire from 2 sheep. It's a good enough starting point. So she's gonna need to get some more health in her. Now, obviously, that's gonna come because we're giving her food. But it's not anything ideal either because they do, in fact, need food. But I think their health will increase. I don't think we've got too many problems as it comes to that. So we need Steinschaft. Steinschaft? Anyway, however you pronounce it, I'm sure I'm wrong. That's going to be a biggie. I mean, I wish we could have gone down this route, but it's £2,800 for a single ram is worth it when you've got a lot of sheep, but when you don't, it just sort of gets a bit confusing. So, yes. But, I mean, hopefully we can rear these guys up to being really healthy. And, yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here for an episode because I'm currently, at time recording, it is just coming up to 10 o'clock in the evening, and I've just done 2 hours of recording straight, which is not a short task. So, and then editing this and editing the episode 7, because we're on episode 8 here, but I've not fully finished the edit on that, and I thought I'd just get on with it. So that's something I've got to do. So yeah, not ideal, but here we go. We've done a lot today. I think we've managed to completely finish this whole field by windrowing it, picking up, getting in the silage clamp, compacting it, wrapping that up. We've then bought a new shed. We've then got 3 sheep, or well, 2 sheep, 1 ram. And I think that's a win. I think that's a big win. That's a lot of things to get done. Now, we'll not skip through into the next day, because I think I'm going to have to, unless, what I might do is I might get a really short-term loan out, just to bide us over to get us into next month, and then next month we can pay for ourselves, because I think with hoeing and the weeding contracts, that should do us quite nicely. Yes, they're not going to take a long, it's not going to be a short thing, but we do also need these done. That is just a non-negotiable, really. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please, take care, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.